You're listening to the Spark Radio Network, internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all said to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
Joe had huge problems with the IRS.
I knew it was coming. I hadn't filed taxes since 1990.
All the IRS letters coming in added up to a nightmare.
To get up to like $68,000, my heart started beating fast. It's like, there's no way, man. I mean, I ain't going to be able to do this.
Then they stopped his paycheck.
So that's when I started making phone calls and found U.S. Tax Shield.
U.S. Tax Shield went to work immediately.
They just took the bull by the horns. What blew my mind is he called the IRS right then and there.
So why is U.S. Tax Shield A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau? Joe knows.
They saved me a ridiculous amount of money.
If you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS or state, choose the company Joe chose, U.S. Tax Shield.
It was the best decision I made. U.S. Tax Shield is the way to go. Life is good. Thank you, Lord.
Call 800-471-3287.
U.S. Tax Shield. Boo-rah. Yes.
800-471-3287. 800-471-3287.
They say we offer simple answers to complex problems. But perhaps there is a simple answer. Not an easy answer, but simple.
It's common ground. It's common ground. It's common ground. It's common ground.
We have serious problems to solve, and we need serious people to solve them.
Republicans and Democrats.
All right, folks. Well, happy Saturday morning. This is Finding Common Ground. I'm one half of the crew, Mr. Rick Robinson, joined by my leftist co-host, one Mr. Bryce Robbins. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I am wide awake and ready to debate.
That sounds like one of us. Can I go back to bed now?
Sure, I'll take you from here.
Okay, good night, folks. No, I'm just playing. Sadly, even if I wanted to do that, it wouldn't really work really well because Bryce can't push the buttons.
That is true. That is true. That would be one heck of a boring show. No breaks, no nothing, no fun. I feel like that's what everyone waits for. So just shut up.
The breaks.
Yeah.
They're only tuning in to hear the bumper and the commercials. Other than that, we could care less.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So anything new and interesting going on for you this week?
Well, I mean, nothing really. Just excited. I was figured we could talk about two things. One, I know you wanted to talk about my friend Bernie Sanders running into some trouble, but I don't know. I think
so. Wait, you mean the fact that the Feel the Burn crowd is starting to feel burnt?
I mean, the thing is, though, it's being a lot overshadowed by Hillary Clinton and her 22 emails that are being kept top secret. So it's like, who do you hate less? And come on, it's Bernie. How can you dislike Bernie? And
easy.
Then,
he sounds like Jim Ignatowski off a Taxi.
Fair enough. I also wanted to talk about Donald Trump. And his
do we have
his
to?
non-present presence at the
I don't
debate.
want to. I don't want to talk about Trump. No, I'm just playing. I really don't, but we can.
Whatever you want.
No, I'm just playing. I mean, we kind of have to talk about Trump. I'm just tired. I'm tired of talking about Trump. I'm tired of hearing about Trump. Every freaking news cycle is dominated by Trump, and I'm done with it. I'm over it. I mean, look, can I just give you my take on that real quick, just to get it out of the way? The dude took his ball and went home because he was chicken shit to stand up to a girl.
You just don't want to make America great again. That's the feeling I get. I just don't want to make America hate again, because no matter what he's saying, that's what he's doing. And here's the thing that drives me crazy, because if you look at the people that are paying attention to him, if you try to have a rational conversation with 90% of the people that are Trump supporters on social media, even me, I get called a rhino, and that's a nice way to put it. I have been called everything under the sun because I will not support Donald Trump, and here's the thing. We're not even to the general election yet. Now, I've been upfront and honest with everybody and told them if he's the guy that gets the nod in the general, this time I cannot do it. And if that makes me a hypocrite, fine, so be it, because I was the one in 2008 telling everybody they needed to vote for McCain. And I was the one in 2012 saying that they needed to vote for Romney. But that was because there were still clear, distinctive differences between the candidates that on our side and the candidates on their side. If he gets the nomination, no matter who wins, we lose. I mean, again, I just think you don't want to make America great again. So,
and I think you want to feel the burn anyway. So you should probably go get some cream for your nether regions that are probably on fire right now.
Just trying to make America great again. There is a really funny parody. If you want me to play it, it's called Straight Out of Options, and it's all the presidential candidates. It was an SNL skit. So you want me to go ahead and run the clip?
Sure.
It's kind of just funny.
You are now about to witness the strength of big lobbies.
Straight out of options, a crazy motherfucker named Ted Cruz, born in Canada with a bad attitude. At a cook-off, I bring the sword off, squeeze the trigger and bacon is hauled off.
Guess who, boy? It's Chris Christie. Shut your bridge down if you with me. Heart attack, that's how I'm going down. Not you punk-ass deaths that are showing now.
Carson, here I mumble, because I'm humbled. I swear I stabbed a guy in his shiny belt buckle. Going off on my mother, like that, with a hammer. Don't look into my past.
Fiorina on the move. Ain't ever come upon a job that I can't lose. A CEO who's now freelancing has some problems with corporate financing. HP Inkjet was the plan. $100 million made selling to Iran.
Jeb Bush losing hope, no maybe. I'm losing ground in the polls daily. And weekly, monthly, and yearly. I hope the Koch brothers will see clearly that I'm down with the capital GOP. Boy, you can't with me. My brother was president. That's bad luck, because when he left, the economy sucked. Fly the sign, mission accomplished. The Bush is back, boy. You're running straight out of options.
Yo, Rubio.
What's up?
Tell him why you run.
Straight out of options. Another crazy ass mogul. I'm in the news more than Jared Bogle. I'm the best businessman, and you know this. Though the bankruptcy courts won't show this, but I don't give up. I'm gonna say my thoughts. Don't care if it offends Mexicans abroad. You are mean to me. The best solution is a wall, and I can get Mexico to pay it all. All the bulls around me show I'm winning. I say another crazy thing, I go up in it. So if you're moderating at a debate, I will call you a loser for bleeping out your face.
All right, I figured that's all I'd play, but I thought it was funny. I saw it the other day, and I don't know. They kind of did a good job with that one.
Yeah, that was like, I'm sitting over here just kind of dropping the show link in all the different groups that I'm in, and I was like, hey, that's actually pretty funny, sadly.
It's true, we are straight out of options.
Well, except for, your side, because you can always vote for the guy that wants to basically turn control of everything over to the government.
Or we could wait till Michael Bloomberg runs. Would you vote for him?
Michael Bloomberg?
He was a Republican turned independent. I don't know. He seemed kind of in the middle.
In the middle of what? Was he the pivot for Hillary and Bill? Because that's the only way I would ever consider him in the middle.
No, I meant all right, that was gross. In the middle of No, just in the middle-ish. He's definitely
in the middle-ish of what? The dude wanted to regulate how much soda you could drink if you lived in New York City.
All right, that is fair. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just all stay home on election day. Who cares? Just you're either gonna get Obama with a vagina or a businessman. That's really your options here. So you pick and choose here.
Well, I don't know, because I mean, here's the thing, and this is why I'm wondering what's going on with the Bernie camp, because this is now a total of 3 times that his campaign has gotten into some sort of hot water for doing things that weren't necessarily conducive to being the straight-laced guy that he pretends to be. For those of you not keeping score, his campaign has recently been accused of accessing private information for the Hillary camp. There was also a recent instance, the name of the group escapes me, but they had recently thrown their support in with Hillary Clinton. Around the same time that they made that announcement, his group released pamphlets and literature with their logo all over it, giving the impression that they'd actually thrown in support with him. They're kind of being looked at a little crossly over that one. And the most recent incident that I've now been made aware of had something to do with, I guess, union halls or union meetings. There were supporters of Sanders, or part of his group, that were pretending to be part of the union to get access to places and people that they necessarily shouldn't have had access to. And, of course, when the Sanders camp was asked for comment, they said, "Huh? I'm sorry, I was asleep already. It was after 5 o'clock.
Well, I must say that we let's be objective here. When the person did get, when that scandal did come out about Hillary Clinton with Bernie Sanders hacking, his team hacking, the person who did it was immediately fired. The information was turned over to the DNC, and the DNC even suspended his campaign. So I must say I don't know if that one was him. In this instance, again, it could totally have been a lone wolf of his campaign trying to do some what he thinks is helpful shit, and it probably wasn't. So, look, I am not going to go point fingers for scandals, because if we're going to point fingers at anybody, it's definitely going to be, you know who, Hillary Clinton. Because all I see on Facebook feeds is Hillary Clinton's 22 emails are being listed as top secret, and conveniently the Justice Department is holding them until after the New Hampshire primary. Kind of weird, don't you think?
Oh no, I expected it. But here's the point, and this is the only thing that I'm going to say about Bernie. I've been a business owner. I don't care who did what. Ultimately, if it happened in my business, I was the one that was ultimately responsible. That would have been like me walking into a client's office after somebody that I had entrusted with keeping their property safe, who had actually stolen it from their property, and walking in and saying, "Hey, it's not my fault. That guy did it. I already fired him." No, it's my fault because I'm the one in charge, and that's the thing that drives me crazy. And I've talked about this on several different shows over the last few weeks. It drives me crazy that we have gotten to the point where in this country, nobody takes responsibility for anything anymore. Nobody stands up and says, "Hey, it is ultimately my fault." Even Hillary, with all these scandals coming out right now, I heard a news story where she was basically throwing her staff under the bus. Like, hey, if it was top secret, it's not my fault because somebody didn't mark it that way. Here's the thing that nobody wants to talk about when it comes to that type of stuff. She had a high-ranking government position. That means almost every single email that came across her desk, unless it was from a third party, like a private citizen, would have already been marked with something like eyes only, internal use only, for your eyes only. So that automatically gives it a degree of what is considered top secret. So the fact that she's trying to play stupid about it pisses me off. The fact that his camp is continuing to do things that everybody knows shouldn't be happening. And I haven't heard a comment about him on this one yet, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt for the moment. But, fool me once, that's pretty bad. Start doing it 2 and 3 times, there's obviously an inherent issue with your campaign, especially if the first person that crossed the line was immediately terminated, and yet there's still things like that going on. It means either he's lost control of his camp or they don't give a damn what he thinks.
I mean, I'm not going to condone it. I don't know enough about it, but if so, I don't disagree. There's definitely a problem there. And but this is, you can see this in all campaigns. I mean, Ted Cruz, he keeps making mistakes on his tax forms and all these filings. I mean, at some point, yeah, we should blame it on these people.
But he's from Canada. He doesn't understand how our tax code works. Bump.
And he wants to rewrite it. Anyways. No, I would agree. I'm not going to disagree with you on this point. So I think for the Democrats, it's really picking the worst of two options. And I mean, I think that Bernie's going to take Iowa. I think he can. I think he has a good chance. I think he can take New Hampshire as well. I don't think Hillary has the ground force, honestly. I don't think people are excited about her.
Lord knows Bill wasn't there. He would have never needed Monica.
That's true. I saw a photo. It was on Facebook, and it was a meme. And it was saying how... what is it? It's Bill Clinton with all these like beautiful women, and they're all like models. They're all like half naked, and it says, "Bill didn't choose Hillary. Neither should you." Bernie Sanders, 2016. And I was like, "Whoa!" that one. Whoever made that one, I give an A+ to.
Yeah, I guess, again, my biggest thing with Sanders, and I understand that by strict definition, there is a big difference, at least definition-wise, between a democratic socialist and an actual socialist. My problem with all of it is, though, and I hear this argument all the time, is, most of his crazy socialist ideas aren't going to be able to get passed anyway because he won't be able to go around Congress. And then I keep pointing back at Obama, who continually does and runs around Congress. My thing with it is, yeah, maybe for the moment he won't be trying to regulate business through government control, but he is basically wanting to take everything else and turn it over to government control, anything from healthcare to education. And you can't, in the words of my great grandfather, who used to be a carpenter, you can't build a house without a frame. It's a pretty straightforward analogy. If we don't want to eventually run the risk of becoming a completely socialized nation, even if it's not in my lifetime, your lifetime, or even my children's lifetime, then we have to draw a line in the sand somewhere. And I'm sorry, but I don't like the idea of giving our government control of our medicine. We already have enough problems with the medical system without bringing the government more involved in it because they already screw it up. I mean, do you really look at what's going on with the VA, and you're telling me that you want the government to be in charge of our health care? You want the government to be even more involved in our education when they can't even run when they can't run the postal service?
I mean, look, Bernie Sanders actually passed with John McCain one of the most comprehensive VA reform bills, and it's shown a large success. It saved thousands upon thousands of people's lives, and has helped the VA to run more efficiently. Now, I'm not saying that's enough at all. By no means is it enough, but that's what they could get across. And we need to do absolutely more for our veterans. But Bernie Sanders has shown that he supports our troops. He's worked with John McCain on legislation to support our troops. So let's get the facts straight here. Bernie Sanders is not somebody who's, unaware that we need to spend more in certain areas such as our troops. He's not one of these pussy liberals who just decides, the army's a bad thing. He doesn't. So
even though he pretty much said exactly that. My friends, the conservatives, just spent $33 billion on the military. Maybe we should have taken some of that money and put it towards education.
Well, you and I can agree that we spend so much money inefficiently on the military. So yes, maybe we should cut some money. I mean, even military generals, our 4-star generals, are saying, please, we don't need any more money. But it's just such a good, slogan to say we're going to spend more on our military and defense. We outspend so many other countries.
Do you have an actual clip of a general saying that they don't need more money?
I will get it. I will get it for you.
Just curious, because most everything I hear is the exact opposite.
Anyway, let's move on to the next topic while I find it.
Wait, we have other topics?
That's true.
All right, so while you're looking for that, I know you occasionally like to torture yourself. Did you happen to listen or watch any of the debate on Thursday?
I did, and how I felt was that it was missing something important.
Was it missing the Donald?
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't like Donald Trump, but he makes the debates worth watching. I mean,
no,
it was just a shit show.
No, he doesn't.
What I did like,
he doesn't watch. He does not. He does not make the debates worth watching. He doesn't.
You're probably right on that one, but I love the fact that they had the video clips to show when the candidates were BSing. There was some on Ted Cruz, like flip-flopping, and Marco Rubio flip-flopping, and it was just great.
See, that's the thing. I'm not a big fan of the flip-flop idea, because you've been around me long enough. We've been doing this now for over a year. You've seen the fact that I've changed my mind on several different things. That's not a flip-flop. That's I understand things differently now than I did then, so I've changed my mind about how something should probably work. Hell, I've changed positions on Donald Trump about 12 times because I keep wanting to support my party, but I can't do it. Because the simple fact of the matter is he's not a member of my party, or at least if he is, then I'm no longer a member of my party because I don't recognize that party. I don't recognize a party being fueled by hate and by anger. I understand the anger, and I said this and I've on multiple shows, and we'll probably mention it on the Red State show tomorrow. I am a product of that anger. I was a regular, everyday guy doing my job, running a business, and the economy dropped out from underneath me, and I had to take a job at a call center because I couldn't support my family anymore and the lifestyle that they were used to because the economy was running to the ground. So I am a product of that anger. But I took that anger and I started trying to do something useful with it. And I'm not trying to tell people what to think or how to think or what they need to do. I'm trying to get them to get off the couch and get involved because that's what caused this problem in the first place. Everybody started leaving it up to everybody else to make sure that things were taken care of because we keep giving more and more control to the government and everything that we do, so we don't feel personally responsible anymore. It's one of the biggest problems that I have with all of these memes and all these comments about Jesus would have been a socialist. No, Jesus was not a socialist. Jesus wasn't someone who said, I give unto you these things so your government can take care of your friends and your neighbors. I tell you, he basically says, I tell you these things so that you can take care of your friends and your neighbors, not your government. We need to stop putting all the responsibility as to everything that's broken and everything that's gone wrong at the feet of the government. We deserve just as much blame for it as they do because we're the ones that fell asleep at the switch. We are the reason this country is so broken and so disingenuous and so frustrated right now that we are straight out of options. We're looking at either the craziest, wildest hair guy I've ever seen who wants to take everything and turn everything but business over to the control of government, someone who's been accused of murder, who has obviously broken several laws, things that got Petraeus removed are things that she's still standing here saying, hey, I want to be president, or we have Donald Trump, a guy that doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground, and if he would have taken the money his dad left him and invested it instead of trying to keep building businesses, would have already had more money than he has right now because he's had to file bankruptcy 4 times. So yes, I understand the anger. What I don't understand is the fact that people are wanting to not only just do nothing but gin up the anger, but focus on the anger, because Donald Trump is doing the same thing on our side that we have been yelling about that Barack Obama has done on your side for the last 8 years. He's stirring them up, making them angry, keeping them angry, because as long as they're angry, they're not focusing on whatever else is going on around them. And if we give that man control of this country, we're all going to die. That's just plain and simple. We are going to die. We will glow in the dark within 3 years.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're definitely saying valid stuff. To go on the idea that Jesus was a socialist, though, I kind of like that point when you said that, he wasn't talking about the government doing things for you. He was talking about you doing things for others. And I do think we lose a lot of that today. So I actually would agree with you on that point. And I do see that all the time. But one of the funny things that I saw, I thought was kind of interesting, and I want your take on it, was if Jesus was alive today, he would be considered a revolutionary Middle Eastern terrorist in this country. What do you think about that?
I don't agree with that, because Jesus wouldn't have strapped a bomb to his chest and yelled Allahu Akbar.
Yeah, you're probably right. But, I mean, I think that this country could take a couple more teachings from him. I think that we've strayed away a little bit.
I have to say that's knowing your. I know you're not a devout Jew, but knowing your background, that statement just kind of made me pause for a second, because most of the people of your belief system are not big fans of Jesus. I just have to say.
No, not really. I mean, Judaism and Christianity are relatively very similar.
Well, that's because they came from the same background. And don't get me wrong, because I know that there are Jews that are followers of Christ. For the moment, I can't seem to remember what they're called, but I know they're out there. But the actual, like, the old school Jews usually don't look very favorably upon Jesus because they consider him a false prophet. So that was just an interesting statement.
I mean, I'm just saying that, like, his teachings were good. That, you know, what he taught was not a bad thing. So I'm not going to argue that, you know, his teachings are a negative influence. I mean, I think people who follow his words and what he did are following a good road. Whether he's a god or not, I don't know, and I don't ever really care to argue that because, you know, that's someone's beliefs and that's up to them. But in just the sole respect of what his teachings were, I agree with that.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, and not to put too fine a point on it, but that is legitimately one of the things that drives me crazy because I keep hearing all of these people that like to cherry pick Bible verses, and I even read something the other day that it was like 6 Bible verses that conservatives wish were not in the Bible. And then you read through them, and it's all the things about how Jesus commanded you to take care of your fellow man, how you should put yourself before others. And why would anybody who is a decent human being wish those Bibles or those verses were not in the Bible? Because anyone who's conservative, the only differences that I have ever heard them say, well, except for Donald Trump, but honestly, I don't consider him a conservative. There's actually one of the folks involved in the parody band that we have, the Third Rail Ramblers, goes by Al on Twitter. I'm not sure if it's his real first name or not, but anyway. He's actually coined the phrase crapservative for Donald Trump. I think I'm going to borrow that because it just makes a lot more sense because it's like almost conservative, but just enough BS that it's not. And the simple fact of the matter is the same thing happens on that side of the aisle when it comes to things like socialized medicine and raising taxes to help make sure that there are government programs. Look, Jesus plainly said, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. So when all these people start talking about we shouldn't have to pay taxes and we shouldn't need to do this, I disagree with that. I think there needs to be a tax system of some kind because there need to be social safety nets. I've said to you from the day you came on this show the first time that my biggest issue with the safety social net programs is they have been warped, demented, and twisted by those in power to not catch people, or not just to catch people, but to catch them and then to make it nearly impossible for them to get out of them once they have to use them. And that's my biggest problem with all of it. So again, my biggest issue is not that we should not be taking care of our fellow man. I think that a lot of that should be being left up to us as individuals to do, because there's a reason Jesus commanded people to do those things. It wasn't because it was the right thing to do. It was because that by and through service to others, you realize how much better you can feel about the world around you because you are impacting things in a positive way instead of always focusing on the negative. It was a very important teaching tool. It's the same thing that I try to tell folks every single time I'm ever on the air. Put down the remote, get off the couch, find a way to get involved, because once you're actually doing something to make a difference, you're going to feel better about yourself and you're going to feel better about the world around you, and you can start impacting the world in little bits and pieces because it's the only way to make a difference. You can't attack all of the problems every day all at once, but you can take them on in pieces. And if you, as an individual, are working to make your immediate sphere of people around you lives better and more fruitful and more enjoyable, then you will become better, more, and enjoy more of what you have to offer and enjoy more about your life. And that's all he was trying to say. And the fact that we have all of these people that want to keep putting that in a negative light and keep saying that because I don't want 90% of my money to go to the federal government if I ever become one of the top 1%. It's not because I don't want to help others. It's because I want to, if I can finally get to that point, I want to decide where that money goes. I want to invest in helping people. I want to donate to charities, but I want to be the one to make that decision. So stop telling me the government has to do it for me.
But, Rick, we want to make America great again. So, yeah, we're going to make America great again.
Really? That's all you got?
That's just a simple answer. We're just going to make America great again.
That's all you got?
That's make America great again.
All right. Well, before I find a way to reach through the microphone and punch Bryce in the face, we're going to take a break, folks. We'll be right back. Just kidding, Bryce.
Make America great again.
They say we offer simple answers to complex problems. But perhaps there is a simple answer. Not an easy answer, but simple.
It's common ground. It's common ground. It's common ground. It's common ground.
We have serious problems to solve, and we need serious people to solve them.
Republicans and Democrats.
It's common ground. It's common ground. It's common ground. It's common ground.
The internet will never be the same. You're listening to K98Talk.com.
Good God, y'all. What is it good for? Absolutely.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-513-6154. That's 1-800-513-6154. Again, 1-800-513-6154. Call now.
Wondering why you're up early with us on a Sunday morning making a cocktail? News lately got you drinking? Hungover from the mainstream media by Sunday? We are, and we got you covered.
We sure do. We got your hangover cure for those weekly news blues. So sit back, top off your mimosa, and add some Baileys to that coffee.
Take a match to your copy of the New York Times. Light, funny, and oh yeah, news with booze.
And a lot of laughter.
Welcome to Bloody Marys and Broadsheets.
The staff of K98 Talk and the Spark Radio Network is proud to announce that our very own Rowdy Rick Robinson has been selected as one of the top conservative talk show hosts in the nation for his program America Off the Rail. Again, congratulations to Rowdy Rick Robinson for a job well done and another reason to stay connected to K98 Talk and the Spark Radio Network.
Our military service members volunteer to protect us in the most dangerous places around the world. They step up. And when they are severely ill or injured, returning to their families is only the beginning of their long road home. Wounded Warrior Project provides these brave men and women whatever they need to continue their fight for independence at no cost for life. So now it's time for a grateful nation to step up. Join us at findwwp.org.
It's common ground. It's common ground. It's common ground. It's common ground.
All right, folks, we're back. We're live. This is Find the Common Ground. I'm Rick Robinson, again joined by my leftist co-host, Mr. Bryce Robinson. So far, we've just kind of been all over the map today, and I've been ranting and raving. I don't know. Maybe it's because I haven't really had a good rant all week. But, you know, who knows? Okay,
Maybe
so...
you just don't want to make America great again?
Really? Is that really all you've got for me today? And anytime I shut up, you're just going to, like, randomly throw out Donald Trump's slogan just to see if I can just find a way to fly to Jersey and punch you in the face.
I mean, if it'll make this show great again, yeah.
You do remember that I used to work for an airline. I can find a way to get to you.
All right, so what were we going to talk about?
I don't know. I've been talking all show. What are you going to talk about?
I don't know. What do you... No, I'm kidding. So how do you think Iowa is going to go down?
I don't know, because here's the thing, and I've been looking at the numbers. Here's the interesting thing, at least on my side of the aisle. Nobody's really been able to touch Trump, no matter what the heck they try to do. And there have been some shifts, but one of the biggest shifts has been between Rubio and Cruz, because Cruz was on an upswing up until the last couple of debates, and now it seems like Rubio's the one on the upswing and Cruz is on the way down. What nobody really wants to talk about based on that information and based on the numbers shifting is Rubio isn't drawing any support really from anybody else. What he's doing is people that were supporting Cruz are slowly gravitating over to Rubio. I don't know how Iowa is going to shake out. I know that thanks to polls like the Drudge Report, which I'm sorry, if you even remotely understand online polling, you would stop touting those poll results, because I know for a fact that I know people that have voted for like 100 times before the system realized that they had voted more times than they should have, and those were counted. They keep telling everybody, well, we have an IP capture thing that goes through and recalculates and makes sure that multiple votes are removed. That's not true. That doesn't work. The simple fact of the matter is that, I mean, even Donald Trump, who wasn't a part of that debate, according to the Drudge Report poll, actually won the debate, and that irritates me. So I don't know how Iowa's going to shake out, because we have so many people that have just completely glommed onto Donald Trump out of anger, and that's all they hear is the same thing that you keep saying every time I stop talking. He's going to make America great again. It's going to be huge. And so they're going to vote for him. So for all I know, he still may run away with Iowa, even though he basically bailed on them and said, I'm going to go over here and do this because I'm mad at Fox News and I don't like Megyn Kelly. And even most of the vets that he was saying, we're going to make this thing huge and we're going to make money for the vets, are like, yeah, keep your money. And he still may wind up winning Iowa. But here's my irritation with all of it. Because if you look at the caucus system, first of all, it's very archaic. Second of all, there are tons of people in the state of Iowa that aren't even going to be a part of the caucus system, because only like 5% of the population even bothers to deal with it. When are we going to find a way to get the populace actually back involved and engaged in the political process again?
When you get them excited about it, like Donald and Bernie. It's true. I mean, that's not even an opinion. That's just a fact. Is that Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump are doing something incredible. They're exciting the electorate.
So many things I could say right now, none of which are show appropriate.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
That's all right. It's not what you tell me off there.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, I think Iowa, what I'm hoping is it's going to be Bernie, and I think Trump's going to get this one. What I do think, though, is that this might be the nail in the coffin for someone like Martin O'Malley, because, I mean, who is Martin O'Malley?
That's what we keep saying about Kasich.
That's true. Who is John Kasich? He just does weird karate chops with his hands when he speaks.
Hey, you know, don't blame him. He was probably a fan of the Hong Kong Phooey cartoon show when he was a kid.
I mean, I'm just saying, they're some of the two best candidates, have some really good ideas, and we don't hear them because they're just terrible speakers, terrible campaigners, and they had no funding for it.
Wait, you think John Kasich has good ideas? Have you been watching the same debates I have?
I mean, he's somewhere more moderate than some other Republicans.
So, just to give you my scorecard for the debate, since we're actually down to about 15 minutes, this is how I thought Thursday night shook out. First place, and this is hard for me to say yet again because this is now the second time I've had to say this, and it gets harder each time. I have to give first to Christie because he's still doing it right. He's still engaging people. He's staying out of the middle of the freaking dust-ups between Rubio and Cruz, except to point out the fact that they're just a couple of senators who need to go back to the Senate. Well, because it sounds, I mean, and that's exactly what it sounds like when they're on the stage together. It's like they're arguing their points while they have time on the floor. So number one, I have to give to him. And again, that really hurts because I never have been a fan of the guy. But the more I hear him talk with everybody else that's completely crazy insane up there, I think he may be one of the better choices that we have available. And that says more about my party, again, than it does anything else. I have to give number two to Rubio this time because in spite of the gotcha moment that Fox tried to hit him with the YouTube video, and in spite of the fact that he keeps getting called on the carpet for the Gang of 8 bill, he keeps standing up with it. He's taking the punches. He's trading blow for blow, and he's holding his own. So I have to give the kid props on that one. So I have to give him number two. Number three was probably Ted Cruz. It was a close number three for me. I think he could have been number two if not for the fact that he, like the rest of the candidates who always griped about Donald Trump not needing to be there, the one moment that he wasn't there, it was like the dogs chasing the car who finally caught it and didn't know what to do with it. They spent the rest of the night drooling all over the windshield. Because every time that they could have actually went on to a substantive question, they had to start out their answer by saying, well, at least he's not here. Really? Why do you keep bringing him up? Him and Jeb both. Every time I turn around, it's, well, Donald Trump's not here, so in case you've missed him, here, let's mention him again. So I have to give 1, 2, and 3. My honorable mention has to go out to Dr. Ben Carson because as an insomniac, I have to give you props, sir, because every time you started talking, I almost fell asleep, and I almost never sleep. So I want to thank you for that.
Wait, hang on. I'm a little confused here. Because I watched the same debates you watched. And I gotta say, come on, you didn't think that Jeb Bush kind of came alive?
No. Stay out the bushes.
All right, no, fair. All right, whatever you want.
Really? Why don't you say it so the rest of the class can hear?
I don't know. I thought he won. I mean, he put Rubio in his place. I don't like him, but for God's sakes, the man did good. But you know what? Look at the polls. He's at 4.8%.
Oh, so wait, hang on. You thought Bush won that debate? Are you sure you were watching the same debate I was?
It wasn't even a good debate.
You were just mad because Trump wasn't there, because you like to laugh when he does stupid crap.
Yeah, you're right.
That's all right. How you felt about that debate is exactly how I felt about all of your side's debates.
Well, at least like on our side's debates, it just gets really boring. Like after a while.
Your side's debates, your side missed a great sponsorship opportunity, because what they should have been doing was advertising the restaurants that had the early bird specials. They should have had the Penn's commercials in there, and they should have been talking about Rascal Scooters, because that's pretty much the only people that were paying attention.
Pretty much. I mean, the debates get boring. I mean, I gotta admit, the last debate was actually pretty good, with Bernie actually standing up for himself. But no, I mean, it was definitely something to watch. The last one, the other couple were boring.
Wait, so you liked the last debate with your crowd?
What?
Yeah, it's official. You're insane. You said you actually liked the last debate with your crowd, because I think they all sucked.
It was better than the previous one.
Okay, so crickets chirping would have been better than the previous two.
Yeah.
That doesn't say much.
Look, I mean,
the only thing that would have made your side's debates entertaining was if somebody would have rushed the stage and thrown water at Hillary just to see if she melted. Because she probably would have.
Probably. I mean, she's a psycho witch. People have literally gone to jail for what she's done, and I mean, it's just so sad. Like, how is she not, like, come on.
So I have a question. I've probably asked you this before, but we're down to about 9 minutes. So I just think it would be an interesting question to end the show. How do you feel knowing that this last couple of cycles, your party has actually been the one that's been labeled the party of diversity? To look at your 3 candidates that are on the stage now and realize that they're all white, only one of them is technically legally female, and they're all old enough that they could be collecting retirement.
Well, as LBJ once said, in 1964, if we pass this civil rights bill, we'll get the N-word vote for the next 100 years. And by God, we're doing it.
That wasn't the question I asked you.
I know. No,
but thank you for thank you for pointing that out, because your side normally denies that he says that.
He just
saying.
Well, let's just wait until the vice presidential candidates are picked, because I'm telling you right now, my call for VP candidate is for Hillary Clinton. It's going to be Julian Castro, the guy from Texas. This I believe he's Mexican. Decent looking young guy, liberal. He's going to excite the young guys, or the young people. And then for Bernie Sanders, I don't know. I'd love to see Elizabeth Warren, but that might be too much.
Speaking of Elizabeth Warren, did you hear what she did? Because I thought this was interesting.
Tell me.
She apparently made this announcement talking about how she'd made a commercial basically supporting, I think it was Hillary actually, or vice versa. But she'd basically been talking about how she was glad that so-and-so was in the race. And at this point, it could be interchangeable. It could have been about Bernie, or it could have been about Hillary. And then within a few hours, she then released another statement talking about how she was glad that everybody was in the race. And I think that's what it was. I think it was actually that she was talking about she was glad that Bernie was in the race. And I think she got a call from Bill and be like, hey, did you forget about mentioning somebody? Because within a couple of hours of her making that statement, and I think it was a tweet, she retweeted that she was glad that all of the players that were in the Democratic primary were involved. So I just thought it was kind of interesting that she tried to make a statement, and somebody apparently behind the scenes called her on the carpet, so she kind of recanted.
I mean, is that unlike her?
Not really. It's just, I thought it was funny.
No, it is. You know, I got a kick out of that, but it's just this political season has just been so built up, and it's just getting boring now. Like, the Democrats are boring. The only good drama is when Hillary Clinton does something illegal, but God knows she'll get away with it. And on the Republican side, it's just like, how does this guy keep winning?
Let me see if I can sum up for you exactly how I feel about this debate cycle for everybody. May have to skip an ad here. Hang on.
I hate you. I hate you mostest.
Let me do this so I don't have to hear that. All right, here we go. You ready?
Hunting season. That, sir, is an investigated fabrication. It's wabbit season. Duck season. Wabbit season. Duck season. Wabbit season. Duck season. Wabbit season. Wabbit season. Duck season. Wabbit season. I say it's duck season, and I say fire.
That basically sums up the debate cycle and the election cycle for this term as far as I'm concerned.
Wait, I thought you were playing a clip of the episode of you and I talking about climate change.
No.
No? Because that sounded really similar.
It was the rabbit season, duck season bit from Warner Brothers.
Oh, I thought it was climate change. Not climate change. Science, not science. But hey, you know what? Could have fooled me.
Well, it's pretty easy to fool you. I mean, come on, you've bought into climate change.
Well played. Well played.
You've got to learn to stop walking into those.
Eventually I'll learn. In due time. So any other last minute topics you want to bring up before we get into my show?
No, not really. And actually, at this point, I was going to let you go ahead and talk a couple minutes about what you've got coming up, because we've got just about enough time for you to do that for a couple minutes and play the last couple spots. Then we got to get out of here.
All right. So on this week on Opinion Nation, we have guest Carly Wedler, who is a described, quote-unquote, self-hating Jew. Now, she's been made famous on social media. She's got thousands of followers, and apparently, from what I've been reading up on her, her boyfriend is Adam Kochek, who is a very radical anti-war activist. He's worked with Code Pink and MoveOn.org, who recently endorsed Bernie Sanders. He briefly had a TV show on Putin's RT propaganda network, which I don't know, I'm just reading about that. Now, Wedler is not a fan of Obama when she used to be. She, I don't know, she's very she like, if you took my liberalness and then, like, took it up a notch, like Dragon Ball Z, like over 9,000, that is, I think, where we're getting at. But she's going to join me, and we're going to talk about why she is against Israel, why she's against what seems to be the most peaceful countries, why she's against them. And we're going to talk about that. And you can catch that next on Opinion Nation, come up right after our show ends here. You also follow us on Facebook, which a lot of you have been. Keep in contact with us there at Opinion Nation, and on Twitter at whatever. You know, if you haven't followed us now, stick to your guns.
I like that. If you haven't followed us by now, screw you, stick to your guns. All right, so that's going to do it for this particular episode, folks. I am Rick Robinson, again joined by my leftist co-host, Mr. Bryce Robbins, who, like it or not, has finally started to come to the realization that he's not quite as liberal as he used to be. I blame his repeated exposure to this crazy guy right here, but I take credit where I can. All right, we'll be back with you next week with plenty more topics, plenty more disagreements, and plenty more of hopefully you tuning in. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. Don't forget, stay tuned if you are of the liberal persuasion, or if you want to throw things and yell at your computer screen like I do when he's talking, for the Opinion Nation coming up right here in just a couple minutes. Have a great rest of your weekend, folks. We're out.
They say we offer simple answers to complex problems. Well, perhaps but simple.
It's common ground. It's common ground. It's common ground. It's common ground.
We have serious problems to solve, and we need serious people to solve them.
Republicans and Democrats.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-513-6154. That's 1-800-513-6154. Again, 1-800-513-6154. Call now.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.